This is a guided discovery style. What that means, your role is gonna be to listen to cues, to clues, to lead questions that I have for you. All right. My role is to ask questions, guide you to discover the end target. All right. We have an end goal in mind, and it's on you to critically think and reach that without me giving you the answer. Does that make sense? So I have a series of questions for you. I need your responses. I want to hear your responses. I want to see your responses. So first we'll start out with the driver. And my question for you is, are all golf holes straight?
No.
No. What happens if a hole goes from right to left, being a dogleg left?
Have to hit a draw.
All right. What does the draw mean for a right-hander? The ball will go which way?
Oh, God.
To the left. All right. So my question to you is, how do we make that happen? How do we make that happen? How do we get the ball to go left?
Turning your club.
Yep. All right. So without me giving you the answer, I want you to think through it, figure out what you need to do with your body, with the club face, to get the ball to go right to left. All right. Again, take some intervals, because golf is an interval sport. All right. My parameter is I want you to hit about 5 golf balls with each question. And once I see you achieve that, or if we need to make some adjustments, we'll do so there. All right. You may begin. Again, we're working a hole that goes from right to left. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, just out front of it a little bit. While you're hitting, before you take your next shot, if we want the ball to go left, think about what our club face needs to do at impact. Does it need to be open? Does it need to be square? Or does it need to be slightly closed?
Slightly.
All right, think about that while you're hitting. Good shot. Remember, just to go through your decision-making process, all right? Have the idea in your mind what you want to do, what you need to do, and try to execute that shot. It's all right. All right, let's pause for a second. Let's make an adjustment here. Does our swings need to relatively stay the same, or do we need to change everything up? I want you to think about that. All right, just because we're trying to move the golf ball doesn't mean we have to change our entire swing. All right, try to simplify it the best you can. Try to work through that, okay? So my new question for you is, does our golf swing need to remain relatively the same, or does it need to completely change?
Needs to stay the same.
Think through that, all right? Hit a couple more shots, see if we can make that adjustment. That's good. All right. It's okay. All right, let's go 2 more each. 2 more each. Very nice. Still try to finish high. Very nice. Nice shot. All right, 1 more each. There you go.
Good job.
All right, when you get done with that last shot, just pause for a second. All right. So we started to get a little bit more efficient there with the way the ball needed to go. So now my new question is, what happens if we're on a hole that goes the opposite way? It goes around to the right. All right, let's think about that. We just went from a hole that went right to left. Now we got a hole that goes left to right. What needs to be achieved there? This one usually tends to be a little bit easier for beginning golfers. Yep, so go through, think through the decision-making process, think about your club face again, and what needs to be done. All right, so I want you to hit about 6 to 7. All right, I want you to figure this out on your own. I'm trying not to give you the answer right now. I want to see you go through the decision-making process and figure it out. All right, so a shot that needs to go left to right. Very nice. Good shot. Good shot. It's okay. Again, don't just go through and hit ball after ball. Let's think about what we're doing, go through the decision-making process, trying to get to your end goal. Very nice. At this point, you should have a result in your mind, what you want the ball to do, what you want your swing to feel like. Now, whether that's correct or not, we'll find out later, but you should have an idea of what you want to do. All right, that decision-making process should be far enough now that you're just swinging and executing your shot that you want to hit. Very good. All right, let's go 2 more each. All right, 2 more each. There you go. One little clue to help you out with this shot. If you're playing tennis and you want to hit the ball to the right side or to the left side, think about how you would hit that with the tennis racket, which way that face of that tennis racket would be pointing. All right, there's a clue for you. Again, we're trying to go left to right here. Very nice. That's a good idea right there.
Did you say just one more?
Yep, 1 more each. 1 more each, and then we're going to move on. It's all right. All right, let's take a break. Now I want you to grab a 7-iron. All right, we're going to switch from a transition from a driver to a 7-iron here. While you're making that transition, I'll go ahead and give you my new question for you. All right, we did well with the driver, but now let's say we're on a golf course. Are you always going to hit a fairway? Are you always going to hit it where you want to?
No.
No. All right. So let's say we missed the fairway. We're in trees. All right. There's trees just about on every golf course. There's an overhanging branch in front of us. About 10 yards in front of you, there's a tree. I want you to think, what do we need to do to get past that tree to advance our golf ball to the next best spot? All right. A little clue. Think about, do you want the shot to go high? Do you want the shot to go low? Think about how you make that happen. And it's the same thing. Think about your club face and a tennis racket. If you want the ball to go up with the tennis racket, how would you hit it? If you want the ball to go down with the tennis racket, how would you hit it? Apply that to your golf swing and try to figure that out right here. Again, take about 5, 6 shots like an overhanging tree is in front of you from about 10 yards out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. And with this, we're not looking for an exact distance. We're just looking for the type of shot we would want to hit if a tree's in front of us. That's okay. Nice. Same thing with the driver. Think about, do we need to change our swing that much? Or do we need to keep it relatively the same and make minor adjustments? Good swing. That's a good adjustment. Very nice. One more clue to help you out with this shot. We'll stay with tennis. All right. If you make contact with the tennis ball out here with the racket, think about where that ball is going to go, as opposed if you make contact right here, where it's going to go. And we're talking relatively of trajectory. All right. How high the ball will go, how low the ball goes. Think about your contact point, where the ball needs to start, to help you out the best it can. If you make contact out in front, think about where the ball is going to go. If you make contact behind here, think about where it's going to go. That's okay. That's okay. That's a good adjustment. Very nice. One more each. All right, when you hit that one, just pause. We'll move on to our last question. Very nice. When you get done with the 7-iron, switch to a pitching wedge really quick. Very good. All right, our last question here. All right, now we're out of the trees. Now we got to go to the green. But now there's a pond or some type of water in front of the green. Think about what kind of shot we need to hit over that to get it to stop on the green. All right, we just went a tree in front of us. We had that trajectory. Now there's a pond in front of us, and we need to get over that. Okay, so let's think through that. Hit about 5 or 6 shots. Keep in mind you have a pitching wedge. All right, think about how a pitching wedge is supposed to be used. Think about what we talked about in past lessons. All right, go ahead. Very nice. Good. Very nice. A clue to help you out, if you need the ball to stop quickly while you're trying to get over the pond, which type of shot would stop more quickly on a green? All right. There's a clue to help you out with that. 2 more shots. It's okay. Very good. You can go ahead and relax. Very good. All right. So we went through all 4 of those questions. To wrap it up, I'm going to give you what I was looking for and how you did. All right. The first one, when we want the ball to go left, our club face needs to be a little bit slightly closed. We don't need to change our swing that much. All right. We need to be slightly closed so the ball will go left. The opposite is true. We're going right. It needs to be open just slightly. When we're going under a tree, what I was talking about with the tennis racket, a ball out here is going to go high, a ball back here is going to go low. We need to go low so we can start that in the back of our stance and keep everything else the same. That's going to help you out and simplify it. Going over a pond is the opposite. Start it a little further in front of your stance, get the ball to go high over the pond, and stop quickly. All right, so that's the answers I was looking for. Thought y'all did very well with your decision-making process, and that's it for today.